What's up, ladies and gentlemen? One and only James Williams, Dog Waters, the Stinkoni Ambassador. And I'm coming to y'all early with a smoke break because I'm not going to be able to come to y'all later. And I hope y'all had a fantastic weekend. I had a decent weekend. Church was good yesterday. Went over the book of the Psalms. If I'm not mistaken, it was Psalms 8. It's a good sermon. You know what I'm saying? Really, really good sermon. So I enjoyed it. I'm sitting here now watching the hurricane that made a 90-degree turn. Tell me, when in history have you ever seen a hurricane make a 90-degree turn and head straight towards a city? I think it's insane. I think you should realize that that is a weather weapon attacking America. I showed you guys from the beginning that they heated up the waters and it was a part of that array that was by Antarctica. But when you really look at it, when you really look at what's turning going towards Houston and how it's taking a path where it's kind of like skipping through and picking the warmest water so it can strengthen up as much as possible, man, you ain't got no choice but to realize that that's a weather weapon. You know what I'm saying? You got no choice. Money Mayweather, what's up, man? You got no choice. It's dead smack in front of your face. 90-degree turn. Yeah, that's the most insane thing you'll ever see. And guys, if you're new here, the Dark Waters channel, we've been talking about hurricanes since the beginning because of my location. So hurricanes is a sum of the conversation. So if you've been with us, you've been around since, hurricanes was hitting Florida and we were sending money to people in Florida to help them that was out of power. They needed gas for generators. They needed food. They needed water. If you've been here, then you know this is what we do. And over the past 10 years, hurricanes have become missiles. Straight up. Missiles. And it's amazing that the media won't talk about it at all. They'll say things like, this is behaving weirdly. But they won't just be like, yo, somebody's steering this hurricane towards us. Now, this is what I'm still trying to figure out. Maybe y'all can help me figure the whole situation out. It's not beneficial to the current administration for there to be any kind of disaster where they have to perform at a high level. You know what I'm saying? It's not beneficial to them. I think this is a JFR. Yeah, this is a just for retail reserve. People don't know that's what JFR stands for. Just for retail. It don't benefit this administration for a hurricane to be like hitting nowhere at all because everything we've seen has been a disaster. So if there's a major disaster and they have to respond, something that's going to draw all the eyes of the news media to it, it ain't going to help them. It doesn't benefit them for a major storm to go to a black populated area because they've already lost a lot of black votes based on what's been going on. So it's like y'all can't be the one steering this hurricane in its direction unless you just loopy crazy. Like, you got to be crazy. If I'm sitting there with you and I know you have the ability to steer a hurricane and you doing, I'm like, hold on, stop. The last thing we need is images of minorities on rooftops not getting help at this point in time for this campaign. So send that back out to sea. That's the last thing we need. If we trying to, for imagery, and then somebody may be saying, well, it's a good distraction. No, that's a terrible distraction. One black baby on the roof, one Latino baby on the roof, and nobody helping them for 24 hours destroys this campaign. So I'm sitting there saying, who doing this? Think about it. Whose best interest is it? You know what I'm saying? So that takes us away from the deep state because it ain't in the deep state best interest. or the lizard people or the majestic 12 or whatever you want to call them. It ain't in the American cabal's best interest for that to happen. So the question is, who the hell doing it? Is it China? Is it Russia? Is it Canada? Is it the Lord on high himself saying, hey, nah, let me go smack this up? Those are the kind of questions that come to mind when I'm sitting there laying in the bed looking at stuff, trying to figure out the badge them showing support of honor, brother. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's amazing to me because I can't figure out the angle on it. It don't make no damn sense. It don't make no sense. Now, it makes sense for somebody outside of the nation, a foreign nation, and say, okay, we're gonna make the situation worse. To run him out of there. Or to say, okay, the nation's weak, let's exploit the nation. You know what I'm saying? That makes all the sense in the world. That makes a whole bunch of sense. But it's just wild. Then there was a news story that came out. I'm in the bed, like checking the news. This is the most insane story I've ever seen. So this broad she's pregnant, has her baby. She's an executive. So instead of her, like, putting the child up for adoption, y'all got to hit the like button, bro. I think you can tap the screen twice to hit the like button. Instead of them putting the child up for adoption, anything like that, Shorty just tossed the baby out of a moving car. And when the police get her, they say, hey, why did you toss the baby out of the car? She said, because I was worried that the baby would slow down my career and destroy my career. I'm sitting there saying, nah, this can't be real. This can't be real. So I'm digging deeper. This can't be no real story. But that's the effects of the brainwashing that's out there. Now, I'm sorry, ladies, but that's the effect of the I got to be the strong, independent woman brainwashing. The one thing that will bring you the most joy in life is the one thing that they want you to toss out the window. It's crazy. The kid who'll be there to take care of you in old age, toss him out the window. It's insanity everywhere. My new nemesis. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Office politics is something that's really, really funny. So there's men who have influence and sway that don't believe in showing it. Then there's men who have influence and sway that believe in trying to show it and wear it as a badge around their neck. Which one of y'all think is the most dangerous one? Well, office politics is something else, especially in these kind of offices. I'm working on my expansion, and somebody's trying to block my expansion, saying that they want the space, but they ain't wasn't interested in the space until I asked for the space. You understand what I'm saying? So how you interested in? You weren't interested until I decided I was going to do something with it. I want my whole Joe Rogan thing set up where people come and visit me and sit down in the mics and the bada bing, bada boom. And so now you interested in the space. But you weren't interested in the space before that? It's crazy. But I don't present anymore like I used to present. I kind of present like a dude who just don't care. And I'm not doing the suit tie. I'm not doing a power presentation anymore. So it's like, oh, I can just walk over him. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about going back to the hurricane, when you think about how it makes a 90-degree turn, what do you guys think is going on? Who in the hell has, whose best interest is it for that to happen? And then have you guys noticed, pay attention to this, have you guys noticed that a category 1 hurricane is being treated like it's a category 4 or 3 news wise? Now some of that is going to be, it's easily monetized, right? Like you can make money by talking about the hurricane, and it's going to attract attention. Some of it is the attention needed probably to do other things. But have you noticed like the news coverage is almost equivalent to it's equivalent to a much larger hurricane? Anybody knows that? It's all out of sync and out of whack to me. And then when you factor in the fact that just recently we had land hurricanes for the first time ever with 120, 115 mile per hour straight winds, never happened. I mean, you got to be paying attention to these things. You really, really do. What's up with my chat? It's not moving. It might be the suppression. Because YouTube likes to do that kind of stuff. So I'm just tripped out on the whole situation. I'm completely and totally tripped out on the whole damn situation. It just don't make no freaking sense to me. At all. None whatsoever. I don't know if y'all know I'm a huge Johnny Cash fan, Frank Sinatra fan, Will Downing fan, and Sade fan. This weekend I watched the Johnny Cash movie. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It was really, really good. I don't think they did his life story justice. It's kind of like they skipped and hit the most important parts. They hit his childhood. They hit Johnny's first marriage. They hit his downfall as a singer with him getting drugged out on drugs. They really didn't hit his redemption the way they should. And then they hit his second marriage and him finding happiness. They didn't really hit the influence that his faith in Jesus had on him. They didn't hit this old flag. They didn't hit a lot of stuff in the movie that they should have hit with Johnny. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, as a true Johnny Cash fan, I was a little bit disappointed in that movie. You know what I'm saying? Then this weekend I watched The Beekeeper, realizing that the Beekeeper movie was talking about Hunter Biden in the White House. I don't know if you ever seen the Beekeeper movie with Jason Statham. I'm sitting there watching the movie and I'm like, oh hell, this is a documentary on Hunter Biden. I'm like, this is crazy. This is like porn, like political porn about what should be done with Hunter Biden and them. I mean, when you go watch the movie Beekeeper and go see who the son is and what the son is doing of the president. They just made the president a female, and go see what the son is doing and how the son is being protected by the ex-head of the CIA and all the rest of this stuff. I'm sitting there saying, man, these movies is wow. I don't really take time to sit down and watch a whole bunch of movies, but I decided yesterday I was going to sit down, chill, and watch a movie or two. It was very, very interesting. I fell into a burning ring of fire, and it burns, 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 and the flames are getting higher. A ring of fire, the ring of fire. All right, so today I'm going to be plugging y'all in on how they going to grab the metadata from the smart cars. Now, I'm going to tell you right here, it's important to me, in my opinion, that if you have an older vehicle that does not have all the smart crap in it, man, maintain that vehicle. Maintain that older vehicle. Whatever you do, maintain that vehicle. If you can take one, you know how you have an old car that you think you're going to give away to charity, but it runs, but it's old. And you're like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Park that bad boy in the garage and hold on to that. Because I'm telling you, in the direction that they headed, and the technology they're putting in all these vehicles now, you're gonna want that car. You're gonna want that dumb car. You're gonna want that dumb phone. You're gonna want that dumb TV. You want all the dumb technology you can get your hands on. I promise you. You're gonna want all the stupid technology you can get your hands on. Because it's absolutely insane the ability that they have to tap into, like the Teslas and the electric cars. I was watching a video about the electric Hummer, how it's not selling. I don't even know who thought the electric Hummer was a great idea. The purpose of getting the Hummer is because you like a gas guzzling machine, not because it's friendly for the climate. You want a gas guzzling monster that you know can drive through water, that can drive up the side of a mountain. And then if you take it off road and you run out of gas, you can walk and get gas and put gas in it and keep it moving. How many of y'all got electric cars? I'm wondering. I don't even know how much it costs to charge up an electric car. You know, I'm sitting there thinking, I was at the gas station at one of them EV stations right there. And I'm thinking to myself, what does an electric car driver do if they're on a road trip, right? You know, maybe y'all got one. You're on a road trip, you pushing it. Let's say you're going from New Orleans to Nashville. You head to Nashville, you got 500 miles on your electric charge, right? Let's say there's no EV station in the area. Or let's say you forget and you run out of electricity and your car runs dead. How the hell do you get help? There's got to be a service. I don't know the service. I'm pretty sure someone thought about that before they rolled this out. But I'm sitting there saying to myself, how does this person get assistance? How do they get help? You know what I'm saying? How does that even work? I don't know. These are just the things that make me go, huh? The things that make me go, huh? I want to know those things. How many of y'all got electric vehicles? Put in the comments. For some reason, the chat not working. Oh, they're going to put, let's see if I can put a product in here. See, this is why I don't be messing with these things while I'm live. Hold on. I fell into a burning ring of fire. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, we're going to do the EV video. I'm going to hit some old lizard people stuff that I found. I'm going to tell you, the most interesting thing about these lizards, and I'm going to try some different spellings. One of you guys was a genius. She was like, oh, you need to try and spell it different to get outside the algorithm. And I hadn't tried that. So I'll try that. The most interesting thing about the concept of, I call them lizard people. You can call them demons. You could call them fallen angels. I like the term lizard people. Is the full-on, headlong run into destruction. No looking back. Don't care about the consequences. You can tell it's non-human intelligence. What I mean by non-human intelligence, you don't care about humanity. Because the stuff you're doing is like, yep, I don't care if everything blows up. In fact, I want everything to blow up because I'm not going to die. I don't care about the children. I don't care about the people. I don't care about the buildings. I don't care about nothing. I don't care about the animals. I don't care. So it's like full headlong running into destruction. No hesitation, no stopping, nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. And I've never seen anything like it. I mean, it's insane. And the more I really put my mind to researching it, I've always been aware of it. I've always paid attention to it. But it's one of those things to where you kind of like, okay, if I really put my mind to this, um, it's only going to anger me. The more I put my mind to it, it doesn't anger me. It just confuses the hell out of me. Because my brain is trying to come up with the logical conclusion of who it is, why it's done. And there's no scenario in which it benefits humanity at all. There's no scenario in which it's like, hey, this is perfect for humanity. You know, this is a good solution to help humanity. You know what I'm saying? There's none. I mean, there's nowhere where it's benefiting us. I don't care whether it be wars, whether it be um, whether it be like changing the food that's being fed to cows, whether it be killing off chickens and cows, whether it be the boops that people getting. It's like the technology that should bring freedom, which it should, honestly. Excuse me, iced coffee burp. I mean, there's enough technology to bring freedom to humanity, even freedom from having to work. But no, that ain't what it's being used for. It's being used to enslave people. Just like the videos I did Saturday, Sunday, about AI. Perfect example. Apple's AI. I don't know how many of y'all actually looked at Apple's AI and read what Apple said. If you got an Apple phone right now, if you got an iPhone, the AI that they put in the iPhone, Apple can't control. They admitted they can't control that AI. So they done took an AI, artificial intelligence, which I believe is an AGI at this point in time, an artificial general intelligence. The difference is artificial intelligence is programmed by us. AGI starts to program itself. It's called general intelligence, and it's going to learn on its own. They've taken that and put it in your phone. And I don't know if you understand the significance of what that means. That means they've taken a sentient being that's straight up can learn on its own and dropped it in all your business. Dropped it in your phone and dropped it in your homes. That they cannot control. That's what Apple said. It's so crazy. Elon Musk came out and said, yo, y'all tripping. What are y'all doing? You might as well put Chucky in people's phones, man. For real, you might as well just put Chucky in people's phones. And that's how insane it is. And so the point I was making is the more you research, the more you realize it's the devil. I said all that to go all the way around the corner. I went around the corner, went through Miss Betty's house, went upstairs, climbed out the window, climbed down, went in June's house, went over by Junebug, smoked a cigarette with him, came around, walked through the alleyway. They shooting dice, shot dice with him in the alleyway for a second, took the money. Now I'm back at on the block, sitting on the porch telling you, it's the devil. Got to be the devil. Got to be Lucifer himself, the fallen one. Nothing else make any damn sense. I'm sorry. Nothing else makes sense. It just don't. And somebody said, well, GW, I don't believe in Lucifer. That's fine. You ain't got to believe in him. He got his foot up your behind right now. And I'll submit this to you, ladies and gentlemen, regardless of the chat working or not, because I don't need to feed off a chat, because I got this thing here. It's all on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. I want it. You got it. Don't make me have to go in your pockets. I want it. Sidebar note, they messed my boy BG over. Federal judge told BG, the B Jizzle, my one and only B Jizzle, I want it, you got it, don't make me have to go in your pockets, that they have to approve every rap lyric that man says. What kind of foolishness is that? What kind of foolishness is that? Now, that whole YSL trial with Lil, whatever that dude's name is, I want you to understand that that's Starting this, all those trials set a precedent for them to be able to do this. But nonetheless, that's wild. Get back on the porch. Back sitting on the porch. Back to what I was saying about the Lucifer. This is how you know it's got to be Lucifer or Satan himself. This is how you know. Them people got all the money they could ever want. They got all the money they need. So it ain't like at the end of the day, they need money. So why is you doing it? You know what I'm saying? This is how you know it's Lucifer too. Watch this. Everybody can worry about climate change. Everybody worried about the environment. We love the environment. Mother Earth. Everything is being built with lithium batteries. Them lithium batteries, you digging up the earth like it's for this much. You digging 15 acres into the ground for that much battery. You got little children. Not children. Children. You got little children digging up earth to get some lithium so you can put it into a vehicle for the battery. And they die all over the place. You got people working as slaves to get their little lithium. Now, you can get that same amount of lithium from an asteroid in space, but whatever. And not hurt nobody. But these people sitting here saying, oh, we worried about the environment. No, you's a lie. That's a lie. You ain't worried about nothing. And that's how you know it's Lucifer himself. Because he a liar and a thief and a murderer. And when you see all those things coming together, all at once, that's him. And then he lies and tries to convince you that it's a good thing. That's how you know it's old Lucy right there. It's really simple. It's really just that simple. UFO study came out by Harvard talking about sacra terrestrial beings. Sacra meaning sacred, angelic beings. They tried to throw in fairies, which fairies are known to be basically fallen angels that fell wherever they landed, and that was their territory. Basically, that's what a fairy is. Fallen angel fell, hit a tree, it became a tree fairy. Fallen angel fell, hit the water, became a mermaid or a water spirit. Fallen angel fell and hit a volcano, they became a spirit that people worship in a volcano. That's pretty much how it works. So, they came out and told the truth in a roundabout way. I mean, seriously, in a roundabout way. And that's what we're dealing with, man. And so when each and every one of you see a person on a YouTube channel, on a Rumble channel, on Twitter, when they're talking about these things, they're actively engaging in spiritual warfare. That's the manifestation of the warfare in the natural realm. Get up out of here. Get out of here. I'll give you a chance to get out on your own before I have to whack you. Now you come back up here, I'm gonna have to take your life, buddy. I'm gonna let you go. When you leave, I'll give you one shot because y'all like the front windshield. And I won't have to hurt you. So when you see people talking about it, they're actively engaged in spiritual warfare. People talk about spiritual warfare like the only element or aspect of spiritual warfare is sleep paralysis, bad dreams, witchcraft. No, man. Those are the spiritual elements, and those are a lot of the spiritual tools that manifest things in this realm. Things that are already manifested, you're seeing them. They started in that realm of the spirit. You see what I'm saying? And so it's one of them plays where, bro, if you don't, when you see them talking, when you see people like screaming and professing, oh man, this is this, they are actively in spiritual warfare. Perfect example. When you saw Alex Jones predicted and prophesied what will come in the future, and you see him come under attack, that is spiritual warfare. That ain't just lawfare. That's spiritual warfare. But nobody correlates it like that. Nobody brings it to the forefront like it really is. Because nobody's been taught that that's what it really is. That's warfare at its highest level. at the highest level there is, it's spiritual warfare. Because it's warfare for the souls of a nation, the heart of a nation. Y'all do realize nations have souls, right? And you do realize nations are balanced on scales. Just like your household is balanced on a scale and weighed in the balance. So when you see those things happening, it's warfare. When you see what's going on in the American government right now, when you see that hurricane coming, all that's warfare. Somebody, oh, DW tripping. You ain't got nothing that scripturally supports that. You just running your mouth. Watch this. And when they were building a Tower of Babel in the Bible, well, they weren't building, they were discussing building. When they were discussing building a Tower of Babel, go read it closely. God came down to go see what these men were doing and confuse their tongues. They hadn't built the tower yet. They were discussing building a tower. So there was something that he saw in the realm of the spirit, him and other angels that came down in the realm of the spirit, that actually said, oh, no. Y'all can't do this. So we're going to put a stop to that. So everything that you see in this natural realm around you is something that was done there. Now, certain people know these things. It's common knowledge to certain people. Certain people who like practice sorcery, divination, what they know of these things. That's common knowledge to them. I mean, it ain't like that. Me saying that and them listening is like, oh, whatever, that's true. It's people who profess themselves to be Christians. You'd be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, all owners. You have no clue. That's not scriptural. That's why you're getting your butt whooped all over the place. That's why you get your butt whooped all over the place. Because it is true, and nobody acknowledges the fact that it's true. You see what I'm saying? So, when you see those things take place in front of you, for example, that presidential debate, warfare, what's going on in the Democratic Party right now, warfare in the spirit realm. What's going on with the Bible going back in schools, warfare. Hurricanes, warfare. It's all warfare. In one way, shape, or form. You learn those things studying the Bible, and you also learn them growing up in a city like New Orleans. You learn them real quick growing up in a city like New Orleans. Because it's a place where people understand that the spirit realm is truly real. And there are people who tap into that realm to do stuff to other people on a regular basis. So you understand that that person went and did something, and then something happened to that person over there, and he never touched it. So there's something that happened in another realm that manifested on that person. We know these things. We grow up around these things. We see these things. Can y'all hit the like button, please? We got a 128 and 50. Like, I'm telling you guys, some videos go viral because people aren't lazy and they hit the like button. And we'll see super duper viral videos. Other videos, same length, same quality, they don't do nothing because nobody hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, if you understand that it's all warfare, then you truly understand what's going on. It's all the way down to, hey man, I saw something in the woods by my house. Warfare. What that thing doing on your property? What it's doing now? Like when I would talk to eyewitnesses about, matter of fact, I don't want to talk about that. Watch this. 2 phone calls from Lake Lanier. Listen to 2 voicemails. That's going to be who I call when I get inside. Operation Lake Lanier is called LanierOps.com. If you know somebody or you had an encounter on Lake Lanier, then go to LanierOps.com and submit your encounter. Watch this. One person that called, hey, I live on Lake Lanier. I hear screams and voices coming from the water at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. Warfare. 100% warfare. Spiritual warfare. So the whole concept of Lake Lanier is people are saying, okay, there's spirits of quote unquote the ancestors who died there that are vengeful spirits. I'm gonna submit this to you, the people who carry that narrative. A couple things. When you look into the town of Oscarville had a church. For sure, it had a church. I looked it up. Oscarville had a church. That means a portion of the population was church-going people. Those church-going people, when they died as martyrs, whether they were flooded out, whether they were lynched, don't matter what it is, they died as martyrs. They went their behind on to heaven. So the spirits of them people ain't at Lake Lanier drowning nobody. We need to establish some things because people just be running it. So you got two sides. Good side and you got bad side. That's what this whole warfare boils down to be. So them folks done went to heaven. Now, if you don't believe there's a heaven, then you right here in the middle, that's fine. I'm laying out my case. You can believe whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you what to believe. You grown-ass man and woman. You're going to believe what you want to believe. You can pay the consequences for whatever you believe when you leave your body. That's not my business. But watch this. So, them folks went to heaven. Murderers that murdered died as martyrs. Yep, they're chilling. If you believe that there are spirits that are there, that are killing people, those spirits have got to be demonic. Because everybody go to judgment when they die. How do we know? Because if you want to go look at near-death experiences. How many people say, "Oh, I saw Jesus and I went to a judgment. Now the Lord was sending me back." They go to judgment. Plus, the Bible says it. Whether you believe it or not, I had people who worked for me that had near-death experiences. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, it's still on my channel. One of the longest near-death experiences, dude. He talked about 7 hours about it. So, question really boils down to, if you telling me that your ancestors is there and your ancestors is drowning people, then what you're trying to tell me is that you the seed of the serpent. I'm just gonna keep it real with you, because your ancestors ain't supposed to be coming back and haunting and killing people unless you from another seed. Now, there was another seed that when their children died, they turned into demons. You understand what I'm saying? Because they was abominations. So when they died, their children turned into demons. Disembodied spirits, disembodied persons. So if you telling me that's your ancestors, you understand what the hell you saying. I don't think people be understanding what the hell they be talking about and what you claiming in your life. And like, DW, you don't understand. No, hell, I understand what you're saying. You don't understand what the hell you're saying. You don't understand what you're trying to get the DW, the Stankonian, to come into agreement with. No, I ain't laying claim to that. Oh, no. Hell no, I ain't laying claim to that. That ain't mine. That's yours. That's your inheritance? Cool, take that. Take that inheritance. That ain't mine. That ain't mine at all. And I only had 2 calls. And I promise you, we're going to have a hell of a lot more on the 18th. Well, actually, by the 21st. Because on the 21st, all the marketing material goes out. All the postcards go to everybody. Well, not everybody, but 250 houses on that area, on that lake. And I promise you, we're going to get some more information about what's going on at Lake Lanier. I know this method because this method has worked to get me all my stories. I can tell you, we're going to get real information, not somebody who just researched Oscarville and came to a conclusion, not somebody who say they've been there. No. We're going to get some real information from people who live there. And the way it works is normally I get about a 10% callback rate, and I get a 2 to 3% rate of people who want to talk. And out of that 2 to 3%, I'm able to normally build relationships with all those people over time. And so what ends up happening is they become infield reporters and they relay information back to me of what's going on. I can pick up the phone and say, "Hey, look, listen, there was a mysterious drowning there. What happened with this? You heard anything?" And then they start giving me information back. So I'm telling you, we're going to have it. We ain't got it all yet, but we're going to have it. But I want you to understand what people are actually saying when they say, "Oh, that's our ancestors drowning people," because our ancestors is mad. If that's what you believe, I just want you to understand what you're saying. I really want you to understand that. Because that's wild. And nobody lays it out like that. I have dudes that call themselves Christians, and I believe them because I don't know what your relationship with the Lord is. DW, I'm a Christian. That's all ancestors doing that, bruh. Really? What you saying is your great great grandmother or great great grandfather died and came back and started killing people. Now, mind the fact that the further you go into African American cultural bloodlines, the more conservative the average black family becomes. The more church going they become. You go back 3 generations, they was real conservative, real church going, real Bible reading. You go back 3 generations, them folks was in the Word of God for the most part across the board. As we came forward, people became more liberal minded, more kind of crazy with the things that they do in their belief systems. So you expected me to believe that your great grandparents, the ones that founded the success that many of y'all are walking on, I'm talking about 1950, 1940, 1920. Trying to tell me to believe that? You see, nobody posed that question. It's just, oh yeah. And the thing that got me about the Lake Lanier thing also is this. When you go back and you trace the origins of the popularity of the story, I misspoke. The popularity of this narrative, not the story, the popularity of the narrative, it all launches from a movie, and it goes like this. Boop, 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 boop. So when you trace the narrative back, the existing narrative that's being vomited everywhere, goes back to a movie. Not saying the narrative wasn't in place prior to this, not saying there wasn't truths disclosed and people weren't talking about it, but the narrative took off and was rocket fueled by a movie about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You dig? Don't hate on me because I got the ability to think and research and not just jump on narratives and just come in agreement willy-nilly with what people say. I'm not with that. I like to think for myself. Then come to my own conclusion. And then staying on that conclusion. Now, if you offer me some more evidence, I'm definitely willing to consider the evidence and change my conclusion. But I'm not just going to accept what you say because everybody's saying it is popular. That's how you die. Hey, around the corner, the government set up these camps and they're giving free food. And they say they're going to help everybody. I'm going around the corner. Yeah, let's go. James, are you going? Bruh, let's go get on this high building over here and go look down on the camp with some binoculars and see what they're doing inside the camp before we go get in line. Nah, everybody else is going in line. Let's go get in line. Nah, bro, listen to me, dog. We need some intel. Homie, we need some high ground. We need to go look and see. Let's go get on top of the skyscraper. Because the camp is miles long. It's 40 miles by 40 miles. What you're seeing in the front may not be what's going on in the back. Matter of fact, we need to see from the front, the right, left, and the back what's going on before we go get in that line. I'm going to get in line. You're a hater. You don't know what you're talking about. Then me and a few other people go up to the top of the building with binoculars. We looking around. Oh, hell no. They killing people in there. What? We zoom our binoculars in. Oh, man, look at that. Look at that, man. They killing everybody. Oh, hell no. Then we go around the other side. All kind of crazy stuff popping off up in there. And then we come back and they just got a long line. Everybody waiting in line to go and die. That's kind of what it's like. Waiting in line for your own damn destruction. But we the crazy ones. Because we got binoculars and we on a roof looking. This is exactly how I be with my cigar and my binoculars looking. I got there. Man, y'all see that? Them people out there tripping. Look at that. They out there tripping. So yeah. That's how it is, homie. That's how it is. Alright. I'm about to go ahead and get some work did. I love y'all. Be ready for y'all videos to pop on. I gotta go see what's happening. Got a little bit of work to do today. I gotta make some phone calls too. Make a few things happen. Peace out.